Hi everyone, it's Brittany here, and I've shown a couple cards lately that are these layered cards. And I had a couple people ask for a tutorial, so I will show you guys how I do it. Yeah, and I did not come up with this. I don't want to take credit or anything like that. But I will show you guys how I do it. And for this tutorial, I'll be showing you this edge, which is leaving 1/8 of an inch. Or you could easily modify it and do 1/4 of an inch. And we're going to be making this card here. And you can emboss. This one is embossed. You guys, it's kind of hard to see because they're in the packaging. This one is not embossed. But for the sake of the video, I'm not going to emboss just because then you guys don't have to listen to it. But first, out of probably white or whatever color you want to be stamping on, you're going to have to cut 3 pieces of paper. So this is the dimensions of the smallest, 1 3/4 by 3 1/4. And I know it seems really small, but it looks good when it's on the card. And then the medium is 2 3/4 by 4 1/4. And then 3 1/4 by 5, or sorry, 3 3/4 by 5 1/4. And that it'll be your biggest one. And then you need to cut out of whatever color cardstock you're going to have these all matted on, and you're either going to add 1/8 of an inch all the way, so this would be like 3 3/4 plus 1/8 of an inch, and then the same here, or you guys could do another 1/4 of an inch. Yeah, so that is what you'll need, and then obviously you'll need some stamps or whatever you're going to do. And then I take this glue here, and this is Aleene's, and this one is like, it's like this, you know, not just a straight glue tip, sorry, I'm losing my train of thought. It's not just like all glue. So this actually pulls apart really easy, and for the sake of not showing those on my stamp part, I'm going to tape those sides down. So I just do a tiny little bit, you guys can see it there, and then I stick it on because this tape isn't super sticky, especially just with a little amount, and it won't tear when you pull these apart. So you just want to layer them on there how you want them, pretty centered as you can get it. Hopefully you guys can see. Again, I'm sorry for the lighting. One of my bulbs burnt and I need to get it replaced. So yeah, so there's that, and then I'm just going to take a piece of scrap paper here, and I'll use this. And now for this, I used this stamp set here from Simon Says Stamp, and this is called Cupcake Party. And this was, I believe, the July card kit stamp. And I'm also going to use the Hero Arts Neon Inks. And first, I'm just going to go in with one color, so we'll start with green. And then you just want to ink it up good. And then just start stamping, and when you stamp, you want to make sure you get it on all 3 layers. And if you kind of hold it a little bit, whenever you do this, you'll probably get a little lip. You'll probably get a little lip where all of these overlap, and that's okay. That's why we mat it, because you won't see any of that. But if you hold it there for a minute, it kind of eliminates some of that. So I'm just going to do a couple green all the way around, and then I'll come in with another one. And I love these inks. They stay really vibrant. I wasn't really sure at first if they would, or if I would even really like them, but I like them a lot. Okay, so there's the green. I'm just going to clean off my ink. Sorry guys, if I knew how to edit, I would. And now we're going to do some blue. And if you were embossing, it would be the same idea. You would just do this with your Versamark or embossing ink, whatever you use. And then you would just use your embossing powder. And you could also do several layers of that too, like different colors and such. Oops, okay. And these are pretty fast cards, but they look really nice when they're put together. They look, I don't know, I like the way they look. Okay, so there's that one. And now we'll do some orange. I might not put any pink on this one. It can be for a boy. Still might have had a little blue, that's okay. And one thing to remember is if you're stamping your sentiment on here, you want to make sure you leave a space for that. And if you're going to use like a punch or a die or something, like one of these over the top, you can go ahead and just stamp, you know, all the way through it, and you'll just cover them up with whatever it is you're putting on there. But if you're not, just make sure you leave some space. My orange isn't coming out very good right now. I don't know why. It looks dirty. Okay. And then, since it kind of looks, I don't know, looks good, I guess, I might just add a little blue over here. Just going to add a little blue coming off the page, because you don't want it to look unfinished. So there is what we have, and you could always go in with like another stamp. They have a smaller one, this little one down here, and you could kind of come in and fill in if you wanted to, but I think that that's good for this tutorial. Okay, so now we're just going to pull these apart, and we can get rid of that. So we're just going to pull those apart, and now I like to start with my biggest one, and you're just going to grab whatever permanent tape you want to use and adhere it to your largest solid color for matte. And then I'm going to take medium and adhere that to its mat. And then the small. Okay, so now I have those, and if you do want to stamp like your happy birthday, which I do, so I'm going to use the same set and the happy birthday out of it, and I'm just going to ink it with Memento Black, and I'm going to put this right in this space here. And that looks good. Okay, so now is, I mean, it's not the hard part, but it's the most difficult part of everything. You're going to line all these up, obviously, because you don't want them to look like that. Unless you do, I guess. But for this, I don't. So then we're just going to line those up as best as you can. Again, centering your mat. And you can see how, you know, they all line up and then it leaves this nice mat around it. And then usually for this layer I do a little bit of foam tape. So I'm just going to add some on here. And then peel it off. And if you do this and you distress and stuff, you want to use some distress ink or ink it up with whatever. You're just going to want to do that before you mat. So there is our finished card, and that gives it a little bit of dimension. And I've done some too where I've popped up both the middle and the top layer, just for a little bit more dimension. But there's a lot of versatility with these cards. They're just kind of cool and they add a different look, you know. So yeah, after you do that, you'll just take it and adhere it to your card base, and that is it. So there would be the finished product. So I hope this helped you guys, and thank you all for watching. I hope you guys have a great day.